Right, hello everyone, welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. We're here with another garage review, this time of the Panzer 38H, aka the Micro Mouse, aka a tank that I've really wanted for ages on regular World of Tanks, and I now have it in Blitz. I've had this for a while, because they were selling it actually as a Micro Mouse bundle, because even Wargaming knows that this is called the Micro Mouse in the community. So, what this is, it's a Tier 2 Premium German light tank, that is actually really a French tank, but it was captured by the Germans, and that's what it was put into the game as. It was put in the game as a German vehicle. As you can see here, tank Panzer Camouflage 38H 735F, and whenever you see a German tank with a bracket something or other, with some numbers before it, that always tells you that it's captured because Germans did that. But looking at this Tier 2 Premium Light Tank, 210 hit points, which compared to something like the Panzer II, which has got 260, isn't that good at all, really. Let's look at this thing, 225. So it's got less HP than the T7 Combat Car, which really isn't a good sign because the T7 Combat Car is not the most well-armoured tank. Even the Tetrarch 210. The Tetrarch is a very fragile tank that's got the same HP as this thing. Unlike the Tetrarch, however, this thing has lots of armour, so even if you don't have that much HP, you have the armour to block it. So, yeah, it's got 210 HP, which it really isn't very good, but at Tier 2, 40mm of front, side and rear hull armour plus front, side and rear turret armour is very, very good. Bearing in mind that there's only 7 tanks per team and there's no artillery, means that this thing does very, very, very well. Plus, there's no French tanks in the game yet. I'm saying yet because the FCM 36 or the FCM 50T, here you go, the FCM 50T has been put into the game as a premium, so the French are coming, but they're not here at the time of me doing this review. So that means that this is a very, very strong tank down here at Tier 2, and once again I have it on Blitz, but I don't have it on regular World of Tanks, but that's a shame. But yeah, there's my Panzer. So that much armor is very, very good. It weighs 10 tons, which is about the same as the Panzer II, which is strange because the Panzer II has got statistically worse armor than the 38H, but yet it still weighs basically the same as the Panzer II, with a 75 horsepower engine, which isn't that good, really. 37 kilometers per hour speed limit. You will feel that slow speed. However, the traverse speed is 32, which is not bad. It's not that good, but it's then again not really that bad. The turret traverse, though, is a bit on the slow side, 26 degrees per second. As for the gun, it has this, a 3.7 centimeter SA-38L34 French gun. It's a Tier 1 gun, which has got 41mm of penetration, 64 with APCR, 10 with high explosive, 40 damage, average damage, 50 with high explosive. So the penetration isn't that good. Really, Tier 2 seeing Tier 3, you will struggle a bit on penetration, but you only see Tier 3s at least. You don't see Tier 4s, so at least that's a good thing. It has 0.38 dispersion, which is not very good at all. That's pretty inaccurate. But it does have an alright aim time of 2.1 seconds and only weighs 70 kilograms, so yeah. There's its engine. It's a Hotchkiss, just Hotchkiss engine. 20% chance of fire on impact, weighs 200 kilograms, 75 horsepower. As for the turret, here you go. View range 230 meters. Yeah, it's decent enough. Tier 2, so decent enough. View range weighs 1,000 kilograms, 26 degrees per second. Suspension, it can load up to 14.5 tons, which, bearing in mind that right now my Hotchkiss has only got, 10 tons, you have a lot to play around with there. The suspension weighs 3,000 kilograms, but yeah, it is the suspension after all. So yeah, 13% protection, 10% firepower, 35% shot effectiveness, and a 28% maneuverability. However, one other thing, the rate of fire is pretty decent, 16.22 rounds per minute rate of fire. That's not that bad. It's not as fast as you may want it, but it's decent enough reload speed. So, looking at the equipment now, of course now it's tier 2, so you don't have that much to choose from, but improved ventilation, definitely, you'll want that. Gun lane drive, you don't need it, 2.1 seconds aim time is decent enough, you won't really need an enhanced gun lane drive. If you want, go ahead, put it on there, it's up to you. Camonet, -10 visibility when tank is stationary. Yeah, you don't really have the penetration to be a sniper, and also you're pretty slow, so to catch up with the battlefield you may as well just be constantly moving, so don't get Camonet, don't really get binos. Ghost optics if you want, not a bad idea. Spawn loader, there's no artillery in World of Tanks Blitz, so of course, well, that's pretty negligible, unless somebody really wants to ram your Hotchkiss to death. I would say probably don't go with this, because unless somebody's firing high explosive at you, which down at tier 2 and 3 isn't actually that uncommon. The M2 medium, some people like to fit the howitzer on it. It may help you here, but oh well, I haven't fitted it. I've instead gone with the toolbox, because toolbox is always useful. You carry around 100 rounds of 37mm ammunition, which is enough to get you through a pretty long battle. Don't forget, only 7 each side, not 15, so 100 rounds, definitely going to be more than enough. You have got your standard fuel, your chocolate bar, and your protective kit. Protective kit plus 15 protection to crew injuries, plus 10 module repair, 20% fire protection, 10% ammo rack and fuel tank durability, and it's activated automatically. Chocolate, plus 3% to crew mastery, and standard fuel, plus 3 engine power and turret traverse. So, if you want to fit them on there, then you can fit your provisions. They permanently affect through one battle, and if you respawn automatically, they'll automatically be put back into your tank. As for your equipments, repair kit, first aid kit, and fire extinguisher. Once again, these things, you can use them more than one time a battle, but they do have a cooldown of 90 seconds from when you use them. This gives plus 20% to engine power to, help with your acceleration, to get away from a particular from a particularly bad fight that you don't really want to deal with at that moment, so up to you. Duration of 15 seconds, cooldown time 75 seconds. Multi-purpose restoration pack, basically all these three things combined, it does all of them, but as soon as it gets used, 90-second cooldown, and you can't use any of you can't use that, or that once this thing is on cooldown if you have this in place of those three. So up to you really. I've gone with the individual ones because they're more use, I think, separated, but nah. Adrenaline, plus 20% to load speed, plus 10% chance of damaging an enemy vehicle modules. Probably not a bad idea on this gun because the rate of fire is enough for you to do this, so you could just set up to fight. If you come up against 3 different enemies, activate Adrenaline, you'll wreck them because they'll bounce off you, because you are after all a micro mouse. They'll bounce off you and you'll just keep pumping shot after shot after shot into them with your 20% to load speed, which is a considerable amount. You will be pumping out shots like nobody's business into those enemy tanks. But yeah, so that's what you could do if you don't want to go with your regular consumables, which is what I've done. But once again, up to you. As for your crew, they do things differently in Blitz. It's up to you which one you want to train. I mean, I can't make any recommendations because they're all different, and you can't chop and change really. They'll all see. I'm in a light tank, so it will train soft recoil for light tanks. But if I was to change it to that for this tank and then go into the Panzer II crew will start training this because they're also 100% crew. So yeah. It's strange how they've done the skills, but oh well, Blitz can't be exactly the same as World of Tanks PC. So, yeah, it's up to you which crew skill you want. I can't make any recommendations at all. As for Camouflage, they do things differently in World of Tanks Blitz. You can buy Camouflage for credits. and you'll have to resupply automatically after each battle. You will pay the 750 credits. Obviously, the higher the tier of the vehicle, the more expensive the camo is. But um, but each battle it will consume the camouflage. You'll have to repaint it back on after each battle. But then again, it's pretty cheap. It's only tier 2. You'll make enough money to keep putting on camouflage. You'll find that many people in World of Tanks Blitz have got camouflage on their tank because they don't have to pay gold. It's really cheap to just put these camouflages on. So you've got these. This is just showing all of the German camouflage here. You have to unlock these things. This is obviously people playing football. Or whatever it is, because it's dedicated to football fans, so I'm guessing probably for football. Then you've got Thunderbolt, which is a pretty interesting camo, and then once you unlock it with gold, you can use it for as long as you want. Then you've got Digital Forest, which is a more sort of modern digital camouflage. Then you've got Undeniable Advantage, which is very odd looking, although it doesn't actually look that bad on the Hotchkiss here. As for these, I've got Melting Snow on mine. You got Uneven Boulders, Frostbitten Glacier. These two can be used on any type of map, but the other ones are special for winter. You got Mountain Peak, Blizzard. As for desert, you got your Combat Valor, Iron Zeal, Uneven Boulder, Desert Sun, Sanddrift, Wild Dunes, and then your improved camouflages. So, yeah, that's how they've done camouflage systems. I like it this way, to be honest. Paying credits, it's not that much credits. It puts a nice camouflage on your tank. It's only Blitz. Yeah, I like how they've done the camouflage for this. But overall, definitely get this tank whenever you can. I haven't seen it back in the premium shop yet, because it wasn't originally in the tech tree. It was only in the premium shop. But as you can see, it's not in here. Tier 2 premiums, nope, none of them. But yeah. Another thing to note about World of Tanks Blitz, XP doesn't go into your crew, it instead just accumulates there, and you can convert it to free XP using gold. I do have a lot of free XP that I need to convert. I mean, I have a lot. I have 10.4k free XP on these different tanks. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I'll probably have... I mean, just to show how quickly it is to get free XP, I went from the LOL tractor to the Tiger 1 with just free XP. I played the Panzer 4 a bit, but I went to the VK, to the Tiger 1 with free XP. I've researched that gun with free XP. I'm going to research that with free XP. Guess what? I'm also going to research that with free XP, and that probably before I get enough credits to actually buy the base tank. In fact, I may even have this thing unlocked. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how quickly you accumulate free XP. I mean, you could have a tier 10 tank in a matter of weeks in World of Tanks Blitz. It's that easy. It's that easy, and I like it, to be honest. I mean, yeah, sure, it costs gold to convert free XP, but to be honest, buy gold, 1400 gold for 389. It's a better deal than you have on World of Tanks PC, to be honest. 2800 gold plus 100 bonus, 769. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of gold. So is that. That's only £15. And you get damn near 6,000 gold. And you can research a lot of things with that free XP that you're going to be using to convert with your gold. That's all you use gold for, basically. If you're not spending it on ammo, you're spending it on free XP or converting to credits. That's all you can use it on. Or buying premium tanks, but then, yeah. So, anyway, I've been going on long enough on things that aren't the micro mouse. Overall, definitely buy this tank whenever you can. It's a very strong tank, especially at the current build of the game when there aren't French tanks in the game for you to combat against. You will bounce things for days, you will wreck entire enemy teams because this thing is pretty OP with its armor. The gun is nothing of note, it's a pretty terrible gun to be honest. The Panzer II's gun is probably a better gun than the Micro Mouse's gun. It's 2cm, but yeah, combined with this tank, you can just trundle forwards, plant yourself somewhere, angle yourself up, because it's tier 2, nobody knows what they're doing. Plant yourself up, angle your armor, shoot at them, they'll bounce off you, you can just pour fire into them, and it'll be great. So yeah, overall, I really do like this tank, and I've wanted it for ages, and it came up on Blitz, I just had to get it. And now here it is in my garage, along with the Panzer 5/4, which is another tank that I've really wanted, along with the Panzer B2, which is another tank that I've really wanted. The Tetrarch I now actually have on Blitz and in the regular game, because hey, guess what? It's actually in the tech tree to buy. The Tetrarch, it ain't that amazing. I actually bought it with gold because you don't know, because it's still in the tech tree. And the AC-1 Sentinel I have in both Blitz and World of Tanks, so yeah, it's great. But yes, anyway, Micro Mouse. I will thank you for watching, and goodbye.